Hey, how y'all doing out there? I'm back with you with another video. Today I'd like to talk about why I'm not upgrading to the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Now I know this phone was just released on last week, and I gotta tell you, I'm not impressed. Now I'm impressed with the build quality of this phone, and the overall looks are pretty great, but just based on the specs and what I'm hearing, and I know it's one thing to hear something, it's another thing to experience it, but I'm just not impressed. I mean, it's not enough going on with that device for me to consider even upgrading. And I'm going to tell you why in this video, why I'm not upgrading to the Note 20 Ultra. Now, I'm just going to be straight with you guys right from the get-go. This is going to be a rant. I'm sorry, because I don't know what Samsung is doing when it comes to the Note. Now, I don't care what they do with the S series, because the S series was never my type of phone anyway. I mean, it's a good phone, don't get me wrong, but I've always been a Note lover. Now, my first Samsung device was the Samsung Galaxy S4, and I love that device, don't get me wrong. But as soon as a friend of mine introduced me to the Note, I've been a Note fan ever since the Note 3. So sitting on this table right now, as you can see, these are all previous Notes. You got the Note 7 Fan Edition. You got the Note 9, the Note 5, the Note 10 Plus, and the Note 4. The only two that's not sitting here is the Note 3, which, I haven't had that in years. I either lost it or, it went down on me. I don't remember what the circumstances were surrounding that phone, why I don't have it anymore. But the Note 8, I actually gave that Note to my wife. So I pretty much had all the Notes except the Note 1 and the Note 2. All the other Notes I've had. And I've enjoyed pretty much all of them. I guess the only two that disappointed me, to be honest with you, I love the Note 3. I really did. The only two other that Notes that really disappointed me over the years was the Note 5, and I'll tell you why. Because that phone did get hot when you used it too much. And also, they took away the expandable memory, which I did not like. And they ended up putting it back on the Note 7, but still, they should have not taken that off to begin with. So they were already experimenting with taking things off the device that people wanted. And I didn't like that. Okay? And the next disappointing phone, in my opinion, was the Note 8. Why? Because it was a little too narrow. It didn't look like a Note phone to me. It wasn't really nice and squared off like I prefer. And also that down-firing speaker was pretty terrible. And then the fingerprint placement on that device was bad. It was right next to the camera. So those are the only two Note phones I really didn't care for all that much. Neither one of them were horrible, and of course I owned them, but they just weren't my favorite. Note 7, I loved that. Unfortunately, it had an issue, with the battery, catching on fire in some of them. But that was a great overall phone because you got pretty much everything. Like the Note was always known for the everything phone, the phone that gives you everything, all the top of the line, everything. You got the headphone jack, you got wireless charging, you got IP68 water dust resistant, you got a great camera, you got expandable memory, you got a nice fingerprint sensor, you got an iris sensor, you got an IR blaster. I mean, these are all the things that the Note was known for. They gave you everything, and I love that. Now with the Note 7, for me it was missing the IR blaster. Now the Note 4 was the last device to have the IR blaster, and then they just removed them from the other Notes, which I still to this day don't understand why. My mistake, the thing they did bad with this device, they put this speaker on the back of the phone as opposed to putting it on the bottom. But the one thing I liked about this phone, like I said, you got the IR blaster on here. You got expandable memory. Of course, you didn't have wireless charging at that time. But the display on this phone to this day is still great. And you had great build quality. And the best part, you could remove the battery. How many of you all out there remember there was a time when you actually could take the battery out of the phone? This was the last Note to be able to do that. After that, they started sealing them in. All right. Then you had the Note 5, like I said, It got really hot when you used it too much, and also no expandable memory, and I didn't like that. And then you only got the Exynos version. There was no Snapdragon version of this particular device. Now, in my opinion, the best overall Note phone, the most complete, I'm not going to say best, the most complete Note phone is by far, in my opinion, the Note 9. Because with that phone, you got everything. The only two things, in my opinion, that phone was missing, the Note 9 I'm talking about, was the IR blaster. Okay? I wish it had that. Didn't have that. And also the wide angle lens on the camera. Other than that, the phone had everything. You got a headphone jack. You got dual stereo speakers. You got IP68 water and dust resistance. You got iris sensor. You got the heart rate monitor. You got the LED sensor. You got that. You got fingerprint sensor on the back. You got great cameras. You got great build quality. You got great battery life. I mean, wireless charging. I mean, expandable memory. I mean, you got everything. I mean, seriously, you got everything. That phone is still amazing, and it's a shame that Samsung won't even just give it one more update. It'd be nice if they could just be nice to their Note 9 fans and give us Android 11. Then after that, okay. But that phone was so great, it deserves one more update. Samsung, if you're listening to this video, please give us Android 11 on the Note 9. Please. All right. So that leaves me with the Note 10 Plus. Now, I absolutely love this device because you're getting a lot of things, but unfortunately, they took a lot of stuff off this device. But I still love this Note, I guess, the most, just because the size, I love the size. The cameras are phenomenal. Okay, you're getting great battery life. Okay, you're getting expandable memory up to 1 terabyte. You're getting 256 gigs of internal memory. You're getting reverse wireless charge. You're getting fast wireless charge. You're getting 25-watt super fast charging. Okay, you're getting IP68 and water dust resistance. You're getting a lot. You're getting the Bluetooth S Pen with all the features that come with that. You're getting dual stereo speakers that sound absolutely amazing. Now, I know the Note 20 has better sounding speakers, but these speakers on here sound pretty great. Okay, so the only thing with this phone, they took away the headphone jack, took away the iris sensor, took away the heart rate monitor, took away the LED notification. I don't like that. Okay, taking away all that stuff. So, sorry I had to go there. Like, I was basically trying to give you the evolution of the Note, and just a little small package there. Just the evolution of the Note, how it's changed over the years. It was regular aspect ratio with these two, and then with the Note 8, that's when it started getting a lot taller, started getting a little narrow. The Note 9, it started getting a little more boxy like it used to be, which I liked. And this phone had a nice thickness and weight to it. Of course, to me, this was my favorite Note device ever before the Note 9. I just love the Note 4. It's just something about the Note 4, the width of it. The fingerprint sensor was on the front. I just love this phone. It was just something about the Note 4. But then this was the big boy. And of course, I absolutely love this device. But like I said, it's missing things that I wish was on it. But let me get into really quick, and I'm sorry that I went so long in that, but I had to give you a reason why I had these on the table like this. Okay? All right, so let me tell you why I'm not upgrading to the Note 20 Ultra. And again, I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a rant. So some of you going to agree, some of you going to disagree. I don't care if you agree with me or not. This is my opinion. This is the way I feel. You give me a thumbs down, I mean, that's your prerogative. But I just think I'm trying to be honest, and it's about value, okay? Because I believe value is important, and I believe if you're going to keep charging people more and more money for these devices, you can't keep taking away things from the device. The first reason why I'm not upgrading to the Note 20 Ultra is the price. The price on this device is ridiculous. $1,300. Now that's not even counting tax. So you're looking at about $1,400 for this device. It is overpriced. Now, if you can get it for a good trade-in, or some kind of thing that's go through your phone company, if you could get it for like $500-600 off the price, then I'm like, I'm cool with that. Go for it. Now, Samsung does give good trade-in value for the devices, but just straight up, like there's gonna be people out there that just can't upgrade or they don't have nothing to trade. This phone is too much. It's overly priced. The Note 10 Plus here, this was $1,100, and that was steep. Now they up to $1,300. Okay, so that's the first reason why I'm not upgrading. I don't like the price. Now, do I have things I could use to trade in? Yes, but do I feel like this phone is even worth an upgrade? No, I don't. I really don't. And you'll see as I go along. Next thing, it's missing too many things. Okay. First thing, no 120 hertz at quad HD resolution. That is ridiculous. You know why? Because it's $1,300. Now, I know some people out there going to say, well, Samsung, they didn't do it because they didn't want to kill the battery. That's ludicrous. It's $1,300. If the OnePlus 8 Pro can give you 120 hertz with quad HD resolution, then Samsung can definitely give you QHD at 120 hertz. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear excuses. Stop making excuses for these companies. They're charging you more and more money, but not giving the customer what they deserve. This is nonsense. If there wasn't no technology out there that was doing quad HD at 120 hertz, then I could give Samsung a pass because the technology is not out there, it's not available. But clearly there are devices out there that can have 120 hertz at quad HD resolution. Now, I know there may be some people that say, well, it really doesn't make a difference. You got full HD plus and then you got quad HD. It really don't make that much of a difference. You can't really tell. I can tell the difference, but full HD plus is not bad. Don't get me wrong, but it's still not quad HD, and you still cannot use the phone at its highest resolution with 120 hertz. Now, I know there's some people out there, the average person probably don't even care about 120 hertz. The average person probably don't even know what 120 hertz refresh rate is. But those that are techies like myself, we understand the smoothness and how how different the phone is when you use it compared to a 60 hertz display. We know, but the average person really don't care. But at the same time, it's still $1,300. You should be able to use the phone with all the features that come with it at its highest resolution. If other phones can do it, Samsung can do it as well. Okay. Now they do have adaptive mode. Now that's the other problem. I like the fact that they put an adaptive mode with the 120 hertz for those people that are concerned about battery. It's supposed to, when you use the phone, when you don't need 120 hertz, it'll jump back down to 60 hertz. All right, that's cool. But how about an option for those that actually want 120 hertz running all the time? That should be an option. You should not limit the customer when they're shelling out this type of money. Okay? So adaptive smoothness is cool, but it should be an option to use it all the time if I choose to. We should be able to use our device however we want. Samsung, don't turn into Apple. Apple is one size fits all, and you just, you take whatever they give you. No. Okay? You've never been that way before. Don't start being that way now. Next thing. Only 128 gigs of internal storage. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Note 10 Plus, 256 gigs. You charging me $200 more and you giving me less storage? I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? Think about this, y'all. You got the ability to shoot in 4K. 4K is going to take up a lot of storage. Now you have the ability to shoot in 8K. That's going to take up even more storage. And then you have a 108 megapixel lens that's going to be a huge file if you decide to take a lot of photos at that resolution. Stop it, Samsung. Just stop it. This is complete nonsense. How do you give me 256 the previous year and give me less the next year and charge me $200 more? Like, unbelievable. Now, Europe and everywhere outside of North America is getting 256. But the North America, like US and Canada, are 128 gigs? I'm sorry, that's unacceptable, and I'm not feeling that at all. I don't like that. Next thing, no headphone jack. I'm sorry, I don't care who likes it or who don't like it. Yes, I'm a person that wants a headphone jack. I'm not the only one. There's plenty of people out there that I talk to on YouTube that they want their headphone jack. They won't give up their Note 9 or certain phones that they have by Samsung because they want their headphone jack. Now, you had a phone in the Note 9 that had IP68 water and dust resistance with a headphone jack and the S Pen being waterproof, and you mean to tell me you're going to take that off the phone just because you want to push wireless earbuds? Look, my thing is this. If people want to buy wireless earbuds, they're going to buy them regardless whether you take the headphone jack off or not. Even before you did it, I still seen tons and tons of people with wireless earbuds. Give people the option. I prefer wired headphones because they sound better than Bluetooth. And there's other people that need it for their car. They got an aux cable. People that make beats, they need it for that. I mean, people just need a headphone jack for different reasons. We should always have the option whether we want to use it or not. Just because Apple took it off their phone, Samsung, why do you have to follow Apple's lead? Whoever wants wireless is going to buy wireless. Give us the option. Don't call yourself an ultra when you don't have a headphone jack. I'm not hearing that, and I'm not feeling that at all. Next thing, no iris sensor. Now I know I hear people already out there gonna say, well, they couldn't put an iris sensor in because they're going for the bezel-less look. I don't give two craps about the bezel-less look. Give me a thin bezel at the top and give me the iris sensor because it was great. I loved it on the Note 7, on the Note 8, and on the Note 9. It gives you an extra layer of security for your device along with the fingerprint sensor. I loved it. I mean, it was the one thing that no other phone had. No other phone even had that. Samsung was very unique being able to scan your irises. I loved it. Bring back the iris sensor. I'd rather have a thin bezel and have that. That's ultra light. You constantly adding, not taking away things. I'd rather have a bezel-less on the sides and at the bottom and give me a really thin little bezel at the top to have the iris sensor back. So that's another thing that's missing. I don't like that. Next thing, no LED notification light. Now, there's a lot of people out there that like that and they miss that. Now, some people may say, well, you got the always on display. Everybody don't use the always on display. There's some people that don't even leave it on because they're afraid it might eat battery or they just don't want it on. But with that LED notification, you could just look at your phone, maybe across the room or whatever, and see it blinking and know, hey, I missed a phone call, I missed a notification. Let me check my phone. People miss that. Now, it's not the biggest deal in the world for me because I always use the always on display so I can see my notifications. But there are a lot of people out there that miss the LED notification light. Next thing, no IR blaster. I also hate that. I hate it. You know why? Because Huawei and also the Pocophone and also the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro uses the IR blaster. They still have it. This was the last Note to have the IR blaster. And what I like about it so much, you can control your television, you can control your air conditioning, you can control anything with infrared. And I love that. So if all these other phones can have this, I don't understand why Samsung would even take that off and then not bring it back. But you're going to call yourself an ultra. I'm not hearing that. So I don't like the fact that this device, the Note 20, don't have an IR blaster. Next thing, no heart rate monitor. Now, of course, I'm going to hear a whole lot of people say, man, nobody gives a crap about the heart rate monitor. Nobody used it. I used it. And it's something they didn't even have to remove. It wasn't interfering with anything. Well, they needed to do this because they needed room, for the camera. They had to do this with the camera. Look, stop making excuses for these companies. They're taking away things, y'all, and they're charging you more money. It's all about value, especially the times that we live in now with Corona and our economy. You got over 50 million people out of work in this country. I'm talking about the U.S. Over 50 million people, so it's about value. Why is iPhone selling so many iPhones? Because they come out with a phone that's $350. Why is the Pixel 4a selling so much? Because it's $350. It's a reasonable price device and it has great quality, great cameras, great build quality, great battery life. I mean, it could do the things most phones could do. Of course, it's not a Note, don't have a pen or nothing, but still, it's about value. I don't mind paying more money if I'm going to keep all the things that I had on the previous device. If you're just going to keep adding and adding and adding, I don't have a problem paying a little bit more. I really don't. But not when you keep taking away things that you don't even need to take away. Next thing, no S Pen replacement tips. Like, come on, Samsung. Now, maybe a lot of people, and I've heard this, a lot of people never change their tip for their S Pen. That's fine, but that's not the point. Listen, y'all, the point is $1,300, basically $1,400. Why take that out of the box? Leave it in the box. If I use them, I use them. If I don't, I don't. I'm sure they didn't cost Samsung that much money. So I don't like that either. Now, these are the things that are missing from the Note 20 Ultra. Just keep in mind. That's what I'm talking about. This is the reason why I'm not upgrading. Next thing, no headphones in the box. Really, Samsung? Really? You've been giving us these nice AKG headphones for the last few years, and now we don't even get a set of headphones in the box. Oh, I'm sorry. Europe is getting them. Everybody except in the North that lives in North America is getting headphones, but, you know, we can't get any headphones in the US or Canada. Like, really, Samsung? And I know somebody saying, well, Samsung said all you have to do is contact them and request them and you can get them. No, I shouldn't have to contact and ask for headphones that should be in the box automatically. $1,400 is enough reason to have headphones in the friggin' box. So I'm not trying to hear that, and don't make excuses as to why it's not in the box. $1,400, that's all you need to know. It's ridiculous. Next thing, no case in the box. Like, Samsung could give you a case for the Note 10 Lite, the A71, their budget devices, but not their most expensive device. I can't get one clear shell case, not one. Xiaomi can give me a case. OnePlus can give me a case. All these other cheap phones I've used in the past give me one case, but Samsung can't give us one case for their premier flagship top tier device. It is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Next thing, no dongle in the box. You took away the headphones, you could at least give us a dongle, not even a dongle. Xiaomi 10 Pro, that gives you a dongle. They don't give you a set of headphones. Now, I prefer a set of headphones over a dongle. But Samsung didn't even give you headphones or a dongle. Ridiculous. Next thing, no 45 watt capable charging on the Note 20 Ultra. Like, serious, Samsung? Note 10 can charge up to 45 watts, has the capability. Now, I didn't buy the thing because I didn't feel like I needed it, but still it had the capability. If I decided I wanted to purchase it, it could do it. And the S20 Ultra can charge 45 watts, but the $1,400 device can't charge no higher than 25 watts? I'm not feeling that, y'all. I'm sorry. I got a Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro 50 watt charging. Okay? 50 watts. No excuse for that. You're calling yourself a quote-unquote ultra. I'm not feeling it. There's nothing ultra about this device yet. It's just not in my opinion, okay? All right. No 30 watt fast wireless charging. Still 15 watts. So you haven't even increased the wattage for wireless charging from the previous year with the Note 10 Plus. You're charging me $200 more, but I still get the same 15 watt wireless charging, and you got OnePlus giving you 30 watt wireless charging, and you got the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro giving you fast wireless 30 watt fast wireless charging. So if those two companies can give me 30 watt wireless charging, Samsung, why can't you give us 30 watt fast wireless charging? Why are we still stuck on 15 watts? Unacceptable. Next thing, no 10 watt reverse wireless charging. Still stuck on 9 watt reverse wireless charging. Now, there may be some of you out there that don't care about reverse wireless charging, but I do, because the phone is $1,400. Plain and simple. And there should be an upgrade in every category, especially when you're calling yourself an ultra. All right, next thing. No 5,000 milliamp battery. So you mean to tell me you could give the S20 Ultra, you can give the S20 Ultra a 5,000 milliamp battery, but that's not your top of the line device. The Note is, but you give us a 4,500 milliamp battery. Really? Are you kidding me? Oh, I can already hear the voices now. Well, they couldn't, put that big of a battery in there because they needed room for that big camera module. You should have just made the phone thicker. Because I was expecting nothing less than a 5,000 milliamp battery. It should have been more than the S20 Ultra. Not 500 milliamps less. Come on, that's nonsense. And I'm hearing from many YouTubers saying the battery life in this phone is not even that great. So I don't get it, Samsung. I don't get it. I really don't understand what you're doing. Next thing, the S Pen now was on the left side of the device. Oh, shaking my head. Samsung, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, last year it was the power button for the Note 10 Plus on the left side of the phone, which they had never done in their history. And now they putting the S Pen on the left side of the phone. Now, I'm not hating on lefties, but like I said before, there are more righties in the world than there are lefties. And I know whoever is a lefty that owns the Note 20 Ultra is going to be happy, but that's stupid placement, Samsung. And I hope with the next Note you put it back on the right side where it belongs. That's stupid, and I don't like it. Now, I'm finished with the things that are missing from that device. Okay? And even one thing else. 12 gigs of RAM, okay, that's good. But you're calling yourself an Ultra, you're charging me more money. Why not 14 gigs of RAM? Like, I want to increase in everything. I don't want this little teeny little, small little incremental upgrade. No. Now, this is now the Note 20 Ultra is going to be a major upgrade for some people. Maybe for some people that have the Note 8, the Note 9. Okay, but if you have a Note 10 Plus, you do not need to upgrade unless you're just a techie and you just got to have the latest and greatest. I'm not hating on none of y'all. And if you could afford it, go get it. If you can get a great trade-in, go get it if that's your option. But I'm telling you right now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this Note 10 Plus. This phone is a beast. It was the phone of the year, in my opinion, last year. The king of all smartphones. You're going to get, to me, better value out of this, and it's going to be hundreds of dollars cheaper than the Note 20 Ultra. Now, let me just say really quick the things that are not even necessary, for the Note 20 Ultra. It's just not necessary. Now, it's in it. It is what it is, but I just don't think it's necessary, and I think, to me, it's just a bunch of numbers. The 108 megapixel lens is not necessary. Why? Because when I tested out the S20 Ultra and I shot a lot of photos in 120 megapixel lens, they didn't even look better than the 12 megapixel. They just didn't. Okay, so that's just numbers. That's overkill. I'm not saying they don't look nice at all, but you don't need a 108 megapixel lens. You just don't need that. 12 megapixels, you can still take great and phenomenal pictures. Look at Google. Look at iPhone. They don't have these outrageous number cameras, and they shoot great. Okay? It's just numbers, y'all. You don't need that. It's unnecessary. 50 times zoom on the Note 20 Ultra. Okay, quote unquote, that sounds cool. But most people are not zooming 50 times into anything. Just like with the S20 Ultra, 100 times space zoom. Idiotic, stupid, and it looked like crap. Anything past 30 times zoom is not going to look that great, okay? It's going to be, distorted. It's going to look like an oil painting. Now, 30 times zoom, good. That still actually looks pretty good. But 50 times zoom is total overkill, and it don't even look that great. Next thing, 8K video recording, completely unnecessary. Most people not walking around with 8K video. YouTube is not using 8K video, streaming all that. So that's just numbers. And it's such a huge and big file. It's going to take up a lot of space with your internal storage that you're only getting 128 gigs. Keep that in mind. And the last thing, not the last thing, next to the last thing, the huge camera module on the back of the Note 20 Ultra is too big. It's huge. Just like the S20 Ultra, it's too big. They should have just made the phone thicker. The phone should be thicker. That camera module is too big. It shouldn't be sticking out like that. I don't like that. Now, of course, most people are going to put a case on their device, and that's cool. But there are people that don't want to put a case on their device. They want to enjoy the build quality and the feel and all that. They don't want to put a case on it. So that camera module is too big. If they just made the phone just a little bit thicker to match, like it didn't have to be completely flush, but close enough, closer than what it is, it would just be so much nicer. Honestly, that camera module is sticking out way too much. Okay, way too much. Make the body of the phone thicker, give us a bigger battery, and make that camera flush with the device. This is why I love this. This only stuck out barely. Look how small this is. This thing takes phenomenal pictures, y'all. I'm telling you, phenomenal video and photos. And look at the size of it. I don't understand why they had to get out of control with having to make these big giant camera modules that look absolutely stupid. So these are all the things. These are all the reasons why I'm not upgrading to the Note 20 Ultra. Like I said, some of you are going to agree. Some of you are going to disagree. Some of you are going to think I just went a little too far. I went off. I'm getting too emotional. No, it's all about value, people. It's like Samsung don't even know that we're in a pandemic. Like they don't even understand what's going on in the world. They be charging people that much money. Now is the Note for everybody? No, there's a lot of people that don't even use the S Pen, but they still like the Note series, and that's their option. Whether they use the S Pen or not is up to them. People try to say the Note is only for people that want to get things done, it's for production and all that, and that's true, but that's not absolutely true in every circumstance. Everybody is different. Like I don't use the phone necessarily for production and getting things done, but I always loved the Note series. I love the boxy shape. I love that it always had everything in it. It was their Samsung's #1 flagship top tier device. And that's what I wanted. Now I do use the S Pen, but I don't use it every day. But I love that I have it. So if I need it, it's there. So that's my thing, y'all. I mean, like I said, to each his own. You could afford it and you want it, go get it. But I'm telling you, the Note 10 Plus is just as good, if not greater, in my opinion. There's nothing super great about the Ultra except, it has Gorilla Glass 7. It has a little bit better cameras. What else is it really better at? Like, the latency with the S Pen is better, so it makes you feel like you're writing on a piece of paper. Like, I don't have a problem with the S Pen the way it writes now. Like, it's just not that big of an upgrade. It's just not. And I'm not trying to hate on the phone, but all that stuff that's missing from that. Imagine all the things that I mentioned. Just imagine if that was all those things were on the Ultra. Now that's an Ultra. I mean, you giving me literally everything, no compromises. I'm happy. Like if you put all the things I mentioned into the Ultra, I have no issue with the price at all. I mean, you could even charge $1,500 for that one, because I mean, to get all of that, you can't complain about the price if you're getting all of that. So, I do appreciate y'all taking the time to watch this video. I know I sounded really emotional. I'm not really emotional. I'm just frustrated with Samsung because I don't know what they're doing. They seem like they lost their way. And I've always liked Samsung devices. Now, they're not the only devices I like. I like other devices, too, but they're my favorite. Xiaomi now is coming up the ranks. They give you just almost as much as Samsung's giving you and a bit more, but they're giving you for way less money. I mean, way less. Just look at my Xiaomi review of that phone and the specs and what you're getting with that device for the price. You can get it. You can get that device for Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro. I'm talking about 5G. You can get it for like $729, fully loaded. I mean, fully loaded. Now it's missing a few things, but it's not missing a ton of things. It's just not. So, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I did tell you in the beginning it's going to be a rant. So you shouldn't be shocked. So thanks for taking the time to view this content. Thank you to all my subscribers. I do appreciate your support. And anybody else that's coming on board, I already appreciate you now. So that's the reason why that I'm not upgrading to the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. I may pick it up just to review that device, but I'm definitely won't be keeping it. All right. So I'll check you guys out in the next one. I hope you guys are staying safe. Peace.